Welcome everybody to another Jubilee number 11. Woohoo! So this is unlike the other episodes, of more of a free-flowing conversation where anyone, including those in the chat, can bring up topics of discussion. And I am going to send out the link if you'd like to join on video. You can also turn off the video, but still be audio. But before we do that, we will say hello to those who are on the panel today, and then do a little housekeeping, and then we will get into the topic. So, Wendy said, "Where's Marsha?" So Marsha is under the weather right now. She has pneumonia. So please have your thoughts and prayers for her. Also, really quickly, my uncle just got diagnosed with leukemia, and so hopefully he will, recover from that. It is a pretty serious thing, and he's thinking about chemo, and a lot of people have different views upon chemo than what the mainstream would want us to know. So thoughts and prayers to those that are under the weather, and Godspeed on the recovery. So anyways, let's go ahead and say hello to our panel, and we will get into the housekeeping and then into the stuff. So we got first up with us Maggie. How you doing this evening, sister? Shalom. Very well, very well. I don't know if you saw, but we got some pretty cool stuff coming up next weekend and the following weekend. We're gonna have some great shows, so I'm super excited for that. Been working, kind of behind the scenes, making all that happen. So shout out to all of those who agreed to make those things happen as well. But yeah, and we got Robert with us as well. How you doing this evening, brother? Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, no doubt. And I really think that these guys will be like the our first debate, if you haven't checked it out, between a table member, Nick Infinity or Nick Country, and Wits It Gets It, and it was a great conversation about 70 AD. So yeah, but talking about kind of sickness going on, my sister-in-law is in town, and they got here, and then the first day, which was I believe Sunday, we went and did tubing up in the mountains, and we thought that my niece was just motion sick, but it came out she has the stomach flu, whatever that means. And she was like ill like most of the time that they've been here. So yeah, it's happening, right, as that transition from the dead into cold. Like, it definitely sparks people, their immune system to start going through those processes. So sweet. All right, let's get into. Oh yeah, what's up? Oh my gosh. Okay, let me see. I did change some stuff up, as y'all will see. So I was hoping that wouldn't happen. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to put us back here really quickly, guys, and change this. All right, I'm so sorry. I got that fixed now, guys. Y'all should be able to hear now. So if y'all just Maggie go and then Robert go right after to kind of say your hellos, I apologize.
Hi, everyone. It's good to be on tonight.
Yes, it is.
All right, all right. Okay, I guess you can hear me now. Yes.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Again, I was just saying again about how I was stoked about the upcoming Josh coming up, and then you got the debate coming up. Um, it's really gonna be exciting to catch that.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely gonna be gravy filled. So bring your ladles. I think both both of the people participating have a heart for the Father. So I think that's always good, and hopefully they can both walk in love and edify the body. So okay, sweet. So let's do some housekeeping real quick. Since we're not going to be reading any scripture directly, let's go ahead and start out with the verse of the day. This is out of Isaiah 53, 5 through 6. I read the King James Version. I like the literature style. Use all the different resources out there that we have at our disposal to look into, dig deeper into these words and these phrases and all that stuff. So, anyways, Isaiah 53, 5 through 6, it says, "But he was wounded for our transgressions, he was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and with his stripes, we are healed. All we like sheep have gone astray; we have turned every one to his own way, and the Lord hath laid on him the iniquity of us all." Very true, and always evident, and we see that very much fulfilled in our Messiah. So a great thing. So I also recommend Biblehood. They have so much of the concordances and stuff like that. Sacredtext.com, they have the whole Apocrypha, as well as the Deuterocanonical. I always forget how to say that. So check those out if you're into those resources. And like always, we want to shout out Chris and Liz Bailey from Take on the World TV. They give us a place to share our platform with our puzzle pieces with their family. So we always want to say and let them know we're thankful for that. So yeah, we do appreciate it, guys. And this will be the first debate that's also going to be live on Take on the World TV as well. I talked to Chris, and he thought it was a great idea. So yeah, you'll be able to check that over there if you're not subscribed to Circle of the Earth Fellowship, which is our channel. And I'll go ahead and update this because we did get a number change. Thank you all to the recent subscribers. We're getting closer and closer to that 1,000K mark. So we really do appreciate all those that make it happen. And I'm going to go ahead and update that really quickly because it does not self-update, which would be awesome if it did. But sure it exists. I haven't found it. Sweet. So yeah, we're at 779. So again, thank you to all the recent subscribers. We've got 6 since the last video. So that's so awesome. But yeah, let's go ahead and read, as we always do, reread the comments from the last videos. So definitely a great way to kind of get some information out there, as well as your thoughts and feelings or puzzle pieces you'd like to share. But don't do it through chat or through joining the live stream. So my beautiful wife reminding y'all that that merch though, Maggie looking good. Yeah, my wife got hers too, and it's super soft, and I think it's a great shirt for sure, sweater. And then Moonglow said a lot of scripture sounds like today. I know, right? And I think that's true for all of man history, like all the time that we've had scripture. Or I'm sure people within World War II thought it was the end, and World War I thought it was the end, and we all see that. So yeah, just food for thought. We also have Run Boston Bear, a great bear. Met him through Wits It Gets It and his Telegram channel. Great guy, definitely seeking the truth, and love to see his a comment there. So appreciate that, brother. And we have a Discord. The link is in the description, but definitely check that out if you want to. We share times when other creators are going live. A lot of times people don't get those notifications. We have an after show after every stream where we kind of just chit chat, and the how do I say this? The words that we can use become a lot easier because there's no censorship there. And so yeah, it's definitely a cool place to check out, share memes, all that stuff. And then we also have our merch store. My wife, this this is what we're talking about. So Maggie got this dark blue one. My wife got this light blue one. There's other things on there. Glober's got a spiral because they do if they believe so. And we got Speak and Seek Truth. What's a good shirt? And proceeds go to him as well. So if you're interested in supporting the chat, that's a good way to do. Helping out the channel, that's a great way to do it. So thanks to all those that do. Sweet. Okay, so that's at least the housekeeping. We'll come back to the rest of the stuff for sharing when we get there. So awesome. Okay, so I don't know if Maggie, have you or Robert been done a Jubilees yet?
I've done one.
You've done one. And how about you, Robert? I don't remember, to be honest.
No, I've never done anything with any groups of people. Only my wife and I have done things.
Okay, so what a basically Jubilee is for the channel is every 7th stream is a Jubilee channel.
Oh.
And what the point of that is because all of our other streams are super focused on, one book of the Bible, that a lot of stuff that's kind of going on and happening kind of gets overlooked, and things that are important to other people that kind of pique their interest no matter what it is. We just share those, and I think some cool conversations come out of it. So yeah, that's the thing. Anything that y'all have in particular that y'all want to share, we can send links, we can open up videos, we can read articles, anything along that lines. I definitely have some stuff to share, but yeah, I just and even while we're talking, if y'all have things, oh, I forgot about that thing, let me look it up. Y'all can also shoot me things in Discord. I'm also going to start posting the link that those, if any, would like to join the live stream. You can be on video or you can shut your video off. But I'm going to put that link out there for those to join. So give me a second while I pull that up, and then we will get into it. Right, and let's post that, and then I will. There we go. So if you would like to join the stream, you just click on that. It should be pretty easy to get through, and then when you join, I'll get that set up and actually add you to the stream. So let's go here. The stream. That's me. Okay, sweet. So I'll watch for that, but we'll go ahead and get into it. So did y'all see that what the people there at CERN are claiming?
No, I didn't see anything recent on CERN.
Okay. Let me pull this up. I really wish y'all could see my screen. Fully like through this, but y'all have to wait to see it on. It's if they don't fix it soon, I'm gonna have to find another solution to it, but to streaming. So okay, so let's pull this up. This was 2 days ago. This is a spring awakening. Is this what I'm thinking it is? Sorry. Let me pull up. So anyways, what I basically saw is that CERN opens up portal. They said that they opened up. Okay, interesting. So it's saying. So okay, interesting. So I saw a thing this morning from CERN saying that they had opened a portal to another dimension. Now, as of today, we have people coming out and saying, no, that's just a made-up story. Interesting. So I don't. That's kind of weird. I totally saw this thing in the morning, and of course we know that news does this, right? Like that they do these things to scare people, and it wasn't that so much that I was scared, but just that I thought it was interesting. But apparently they're saying no, it's not true, which I find interesting. I want to see there. Okay, so who's this from? This is from Dazed. I'm just reading this real quick. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm completely wrong, but just point out real quick, those that haven't seen it, there's the 666s. You got 1 6, you got 2 6, you got 3 6. They love that number, don't they? Yeah, it's interesting to think about what CERN actually is, because me personally, I'm not a proponent uh, of the materialistic view of atoms and stuff like that. Now, of course, jealously observe the right to be wrong, but yeah, that's just my views. But yeah, there's all this fact check coming out that's saying that it's not true, so we'll go ahead and ignore that. Um, so let's see here. We got some news, all this space stuff. So scientists observe flattest explosion ever seen in space. Oh my gosh. I actually enjoy going over this stuff because of how insane. Like, see, this is a picture. It says Slim Boom, credit Phil Durer, University of Sheerfield. An explosion the size of our solar system has baffled scientists as the part of its shape, similar to all the extremely flat disk. You know what this is pointing at. Challenges everything we know about explosions in space. The explosions observed was a bright, false blue optical transient F-bot, an extremely rare class of explosion which is much less common than other explosions, such as super. Yeah, so wait, real quick before we get. However, this explosion occurred 180 million light years away, guys.
180 million
180 million light years.
light years. Yes. How did we measure that?
How
Can
can
we
they see
triangulate
that?
that?
They got a
Good
big.
cameras.
They
They've
got
got
no
good
guys.
cameras.
They got a big
Yes, yes.
measuring tape, and they just
These are
laid it
expensive,
out.
very good cameras.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
You
gosh.
don't understand the type of technology that they have.
Yeah, duh. Look,
Pretty good CGI.
It's so, like, guys, it's so bright that they had to create an illustration because the pictures were just white white pictures. It was just all white,
Well,
and they
no,
were
well,
like, oh, that's so
the
funny.
lensing and the focusing, it just blinds the lens. You can't just take a simple picture.
Oh,
of
look,
it.
it says it right here. By measuring the polarization, it allowed them to measure the shape of the explosion, effectively seeing something the size of our solar system, but in a galaxy 180 million light years away. They were able to use data to reconstruct the 3D shape of the explosion, and were able to map the edges of the blast, allowing them to see how flat it was. Oh my god, it's so dumb. Oh my god.
I didn't see the picture of this, but I do love the one picture they had of the nebula that looked just like continent, the continent shoreline of some other country. It's like it matched right up to like Europe or something. The nebula.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the nebulas, like, they're all 100%,
Yeah.
fake. Uh, artist renditions based on data. So let's see what this is. Maxar eyes military customers for satellite images of objects in space. Washington. Maxar, an Earth imaging company, is looking to build a new business imaging objects in space. The company predicts a budgeting market for high-resolution images of objects in orbit amid growing congestion and security concerns, said Tony Fraser, Maxar Executive Vice President and General Manager of Public Sector Earth Intelligence. The company last year announced the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, approved a modification to the company's remote sensing license so it can use its Earth imaging satellites to take pictures of objects in space and sell them commercially. The licenses applies to Maxim's 4 current satellites and its Worldview Legion constellation that is not yet launched. It says Fraser told Space News the company is in discussion with U.S. Space Force and other agencies that use this data to identify potential threats and monitor suspicious activity in space. So really weird. It's saying that they're going to sell these pictures of things they're taking of objects in space commercially, but they're saying that they'll use it to identify threats and monitor suspicious activity. Very weird. So, yeah, just more insane, stupid Sataloons thing. All right, let's see what else these great people have to offer us. NASA is tracking a dent in Earth's magnetic field. Remember the ozone layer, guys? How that was gonna go out and we were all gonna die?
Okay, I have a question.
What's up?
Then, if the ozone layer is a real thing, is the ozone layer in between us and the moon? Like, is that why there's a hole in it, or I just
Yeah, remember. And you got the Van Allen belt, right? Where that astronaut was like, "Well, we went through it and we weren't affected by it," you know. So
Yeah.
their
Well, it
own
wasn't
science
discovered
debunks it.
yet, so it
Yeah.
wasn't discovered yet, so it couldn't harm them yet, you know.
Yeah.
And well, that ozone is not a problem anymore because we got rid of a lot of those hairsprays and stuff and deodorants that were, destroying the ozone. They were eating it up.
It's all our faults, right? They never looked at the companies that were creating those things. It was the people buying them. Remember that?
Yes.
Let's see here.
so the ozone layer is just the Glober's version of the firmament. Is what it is.
No, well, not really, because the firmament we believe is like a rakia. It's like it's a hard structure. It's like it separates the waters which are above the firmament from the waters which are below the firmament.
Well,
So
you gotta understand the size of the sun is so huge, and so we need that ozone to protect us. Otherwise, we need to have a sun protection number 2000. Okay, but because of that ozone, it protects us. But it's all just gas.
That's interesting. Oh, there's a few things here that are interesting. Let's look right here real quick. So it says Space Development Agency to launch 10 satellites. The first 10 of the 28 satellites, which make up the Trakai Zero of the Proliferate Warfighter Space Architecture, are set to launch tomorrow morning on the Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. The Space Development Agency is responsible for the launch and for the development of the Proliferated Warfighter Space Architecture. Tomorrow's group of satellites, which the SDA is also calling the Warfighter Immersion Tranche, comes just 4 years after SDA was stood up. We're pretty excited about this because this is the first dedicated SDA launch. Derek M. Tournier, Director of Space Development Agency, said all of the satellites on the rocket tomorrow will be SDA satellites. It is the first launch of the Proliferated Warfighter Space Architecture. Guys, Skynet? It's like, anyways, so we're right at 2.5 years from order to the orbit. So we're pretty excited to show the model actually does work to be able to do that proliferation to get the capabilities to the warfighter at speed. So apparently this is a dedicated space architecture system that will be used for the war fighters on the ground to increase their capabilities. Um, I don't know why they haven't thought about this, but since they have the monopoly on uranium for the most part in this country, so they can produce a lot of helium, which is actually very very expensive. So if you have a lot of uranium that you can turn into helium, right? Well, what you could do is you could put these satellites on tethered to a balloon, and you wouldn't have to spend all this expensive rocket fuel. Just a thought. I don't know if y'all thought about this yet, but something to keep in mind. So sweet. Yeah, exactly. 10 balloons. Country Dad, 100%. Sweet. All right, and then look at this: Space Force Major to Pentagon, mine Bitcoin. So why do they so want Bitcoin? Isn't that kind of weird? Why would Space Force want to tell the Pentagon to mine Bitcoin? Interesting. Saying maybe it's a weapon for waging a new form of 21st century cyber warfare. Guys, who's this cyber warfare against? Chat? Let's hear it. Let's see. Who is this cyber warfare against? Wow. Yeah, I'm not even going to read more of that. Let's see what else what other stupid things they have going on. Oh, yeah, this makes sense. Icy rain. Surprise! Icy rain from Saturn's rings is heating the gas giant's atmosphere. We've never seen a picture like this ever. This is obviously CGI. This is them quote unquote taking. See, it says this composition image, right? So it's not a photograph. This is an image. The telltale evidence of the new phenomenon. Wow, guys, so interesting. Look at these perfect concentric circles, guys. The gradients. Oh,
Say
look.
icy rain was heating up something?
Yeah, it says, surprise, icy rain from Saturn's ring is heating the gas giant's atmosphere.
Yes, cold stuff is heating it up.
Yeah, they literally make people just believe in complete, utter nonsense. Ooh, SpaceX Starship. We're talking, guys, this isn't a rocket anymore. We're talking about a starship. That's something completely different from a rocket. Let's see. Ooh, look how sleek that is, guys. I wonder where they got this picture from. Probably from Mars. That would make the most sense to me. So silly. Black hole jets. The black hole jet changes direction as astronomers watch. Watch, this is so dumb. Sorry, guys. Like, if y'all are enjoying this, I hope y'all are. But it's just so fun to look at this silly stuff. So, black hole jet changes direction as astronomers watch in cosmic first, and it's aimed right at us. This is a very exceptional case of jet reorientation. Can I help you? I'm sure you can, right? All right, give me a second, everyone.
Hi.
Who we got? Yes.
One second, guys. I apologize, everyone, for that. There was some miscommunication. So my brother was in here, but sorry for that distraction. So, anyways, let me pull this back up. Okay, sweet. All right, yeah. Anyway, so this doesn't make any sense. They're basically saying a black hole jet changes direction as astronomers watch in the cosmic first. So it says, for the first time, astronomers have spotted a jet blasting from the core of a distant galaxy that has changed directions. And 1% of the super massive black hole, which resides at the center of the most galaxies, have disks of gas and dust swirling around them. Debris from this disk that ventures towards growing black holes blasts out of powerful jets at light-like speeds and random directions. These jets push out massive amounts of energy into the nearby areas and help shape galaxies over eons. One of the ways astronomers classify galaxies is based on how much jets are oriented. For example, when galaxy cores have jets of charged particles beaming out perpendicular when seen from Earth, they are called quasars. Sometimes jets are aimed directly at Earth, and such galaxy cores are called blazars, which astronomers know that the quasars and blazars exist. Yeah, whatever. I want to look this word up because I feel like I've seen that before and it has some gravel to it. So let's see. Oh, wait, chat. No, that's not what I want.
Which word?
They have it being pronounced differently. They have it Blazars. I was figuring that was gonna be like named, like a god name or something like that, but maybe not. Anyways, it's literally insane. They're saying that light coming from black holes, light speed, whatever, just so dumb. Okay, sweet. All right, well, I do have some other stuff to show, but let's go ahead and jump back over here, and then we're gonna say what's up to chat. Get that coming, and we will say hello to everyone over there, and I will post the link again if you would like to join the stream and add something to the table. If not, no worries. You can also send something in Discord if you just want to send me a link. That is totally cool too. Here is the link if you would like to join the chat. And let's pull this up. Got some stuff. I don't know if y'all have seen this guy now from his language. You know, he says, there's a lot of things I disagree with, but I think there's some interesting stuff here. Though I don't fully subscribe, but I'd love to show y'all to it. But let's say hello to chat. Alright, so I'm going to go all the way up to the top as far as I can go. We got Jeff Porter. Welcome, brother. Good to see you. And his lovely wife, Donna. Glad to see y'all. We got Robert in the chat as well. Glad to see you, brother. We also have Country Dad. Welcome, sir. I hope you are having a good week leading up to our Shabbat. Passover's coming up pretty soon, too, guys. So to those celebrating, I hope you are excited for it as I am. Let's see. We also got Country Fun. Welcome, sister. Glad to see you as always. We got our sister Robbie, our sister Wendy Moore. Glad to see you. As always, country kids in chat as well, chatting y'all up. All right. Just going down. Country Pumpkin, welcome. Awakening Soldier, he said, my brother was mothered by the government and healthcare sanctioned leukemia. Yeah, dude, honestly, it doesn't surprise. I'm first of all, I'm sorry to hear about that, about your brother. Loss is never easy, but I definitely agree it's a part of the system. And like right now in his life, basically what's happening is they're like, hey, you need to start it, you need to start it now, or it's going to be too late. And so they're basically pressuring him into starting chemo before getting a second opinion, which is right what snake oil salesmen do. We got Tyler Porter here. Welcome, brother. Always good to see you. I know you're pumped for our next show, so it is definitely going to be awesome. Also see Luke Andrew. Welcome, brother. Hope you are doing well. Thanks for being here on the show. Oh, scrolling up way too much. Let's see. All right, oh, we got Galade 10. Welcome as well, brother. Hope you are doing well. And we're gonna. We got Nick here as well. Hope you're doing well, brother. We got Jay Heighton. Welcome. Hope you are doing well, brother or sister. Not 100% sure. We got the Chiller Man. Welcome. Welcome over from Tick on the World. Thanks for joining us over here. We got our brother Jeremy Pierce from Cover to Cover. Welcome. All right, I think I just and Disciple Dialogues. Welcome to all of you. I got stuck in the other stream. No worries. Glad to see you. So let's see here. Nick, what's up with your name in Discord? Yeah, y'all trying to steal country cred? Have you earned that country cred? Like country kid and country fam and country dad? Have you earned that title? I don't know, bro. I don't know. And my lovely wife is in chat as well. Welcome, beautiful one. All right, sweet. All right. Well, if y'all, I'm gonna have chat up here a little bit more. So if y'all have things that y'all saw that came up in the week and would like us to talk about it, feel free to post something in chat that I can search in YouTube, or you can come over to the Discord link in the description and post it on the bulletin board as well. That's another way to do it. So I'm gonna be playing this a little bit of this video to you. Now this is Owen Benjamin's feed, so there might be some weak words. I don't think there's actually many weak words, but I just want to show this to y'all. Again, I don't agree with everything, but I thought there was some interesting thoughts about it, and I kind of want to pick out a couple pieces that I completely disagree with. So we're gonna watch a little bit of this, and then we will get into it. So talking about it. So for those that don't know, I really do think that Owen Benjamin is hilarious. He has a lot of ideas. He's obviously very smart. So I think he's an entertaining thing that I like to watch when I'm working. So, but he has a few things unauthorized .tv. You can get all of his content, thousands and thousands of hours for $5 a month. So check that out. There's also his telegrams. You can get that information at lots of different places. But he also has ladle.tv, where it's kind of like a free YouTube, where he posts all his vid as well as other bears. Love to be there on there someday. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to pull that up. And sorry to those on live, they still haven't fixed the screen share, so you'll have to watch it over on YouTube once I get this going. So I'm going to pull this up and we will play it. So here, make this full screen. All right, we're gonna watch a little bit of episode 1652. This is on Ladle.tv. This is Owen Benjamin Big Bear's discussion with Dr. Narco Longo about Old World Florida. So hope y'all enjoy this and check it out. Here we go, and here I go.
Quentin, this is your special day. As a proud Floridian, Mr. Kyneton, we are talking to Old World Florida, Dr. Narco Longo today, which sounds like a Colombian porn star, which is great. Have you heard that joke before?
Oh, yeah. Every time.
Dude, I can't believe. I was like, man, that's such a funny joke, but I guarantee everyone does the joke, Narco Longo. I was listening to you and Gardner, and it resonated deeply with me for a few reasons. One, I've never bought the whole everything's out of the Euphrates, Garden of Eden stuff. And also, in the way the world seems to work is everything's inverted. So the old world, I think, is the new world's old world type thing. And there's so much evidence that people were here for a very long time. You know, I was raised near a lot of American Indian reservations playing lacrosse. And the concept that they were all just tent carrying savages is total nonsense. And so I really wanted to have you on and talk about the gravy. So thanks for being here.
Oh, man. I'm excited to be here. And speaking of gravy, speaking of lacrosse, I happen to have laxed myself for about 5 years through high school, middle school. So what did you play? Defense, probably.
Yeah, long stick D. Yeah, and but I also played box. So that's everybody is just cross checking and being very violent. You played in Florida?
Yes, sir. Yeah, South Florida.
Oh, cool. I didn't know you guys had lacrosse because I live in Idaho now, and I'm getting my sons into lacrosse, but there's just not the same programs as the Northeast. It's
yeah,
you know, I played in Ottawa and the whole Northeast because it's an Indian sport. It's so prevalent. I mean, I played for so long, and that's one reason why I never really bought into the bullshit about the story of the Indians, because they do have a horrible problem with alcohol, like that is a fact, but their history is fascinating, and genetically, they're some of the best athletes I've ever seen in my life. What's that?
It's almost freak athleticism, because you'll look at, not to be rude, but you'll look at some of these native guys and they'll actually be like visually out of shape, but they can outperform the fittest athletes in the world.
Yeah.
And yeah.
No, 100%. It's crazy. That's why alcohol was such a. I'd like to know before we get into the old world Florida stuff. Why do you think they're so susceptible to alcohol? Is it because they weren't? Is it a genetic thing? Like they weren't introduced to it, or
I can tell you precisely why. It's actually very evident. Cheese, fermented beverages such as alcohol, not originally alcoholic, not originally intoxicating. That is folly that only started happening since, Persia and Rome, and getting drunk and eating pork and stuff like this. And before that, okay, you follow the beards. What does barber mean? What is barber? Barbarian.
Real quick, pull this up. Yeah, I would love to be on your show. That'd be awesome. My email for the show is Circle of the Earth Fellowship at gmail.com. So just shoot over any information or anything like that you'd like to share with me, and we'll definitely get some set up. That sounds awesome. Thank you for inviting me. So, all right, let's get back to this. And real quick, they're talking about kind of off-topic subject, but I just want to give it all in context. So here we go.
Barbary wars. Well, let's follow the beards. The beards will tell you everything. Beards go hand in hand with animal agriculture, the domesticated animal, so on and so on, originating from the North Pole. We're going to be talking a lot about the North Pole
I love
today,
it. I love it.
And between there and Florida, and how domesticated animal plays into it all. But
because I have I have a lot of domesticated animals, so this is going to be big for me. Yeah.
Well, to answer your question about the alcohol, I'm Irish, so Irish alcohol, you know, you have another issue there, right? Another people being plagued by this stuff. Its proximity to Atlantis is the ultimate thing with alcohol. Now, you have three main tribes of European peoples, okay? Number one, originating in Finland. Hey, Owen, you're from Finland, by the way. Blue eyes, white skin, rosy cheeks come from Finland. That is where white people are indigenous to. We're going to get into that a lot too, because that's the gold mine of history. But alcohol, why? Let's look at who it affects heavily. And let's look at who turned away from it entirely. Ireland got hit pretty hard, right? Native Americans get hit pretty hard. What do those people have in common? Well, Native Americans being along the Northeast United States coast especially, and then Ireland being along the northern west coast of the British Isles, Europe. These people are at closest proximity to the Arctic forefathers of Atlantis. And Atlantis means all the land is ice. All land, ice. This is where the word isolation comes from, because our forefathers, our ancestors, received these traits through isolation.
Whoa.
Ice, soul, Asian. Yeah.
Dude, that's some good gravy right there. And so I was, because I toured as a comedian for 20 years, and I love Florida. I love the parts of Florida that a lot of people don't typically like. Not that they don't like, but they don't know about. Like, my favorite beach is called Barefoot Beach. Do you know Barefoot Beach? It's near Fort Myers. It's just like teeming with life. So there's the you know, I do the Fort Lauderdale Improv, West Palm Improv, Miami Improv, but then I do this club in Fort Myers and then Marco Island, and it's just like the beaches were covered in shells, birds everywhere. You know, the air is just so rich with life. And I noticed that it makes the people, I don't want to be offensive, but there's like I'm not going to say weak, but just kind of like, whatever, man, there's food everywhere. It's just like very Garden of Eden vibe. And then you look at more like, there's actually a place called Kabul, Missouri, or Kabul, Afghanistan, where it's very harsh. It's kind of like where I live in North Idaho, where the people are very, I don't want to use a baby boomer term, but they have a lot of grit.
It's all right.
Where everybody's got grit. What's that?
I'm not a gritty dude. They're not exactly pumping out gritty men in Florida. But you know, you have to pick and choose your battles, because I think most people get, and we're going to get into this whole getting cucked out for the Middle East, that white people just need to get out of their
100%.
It is garbage. We are worshiping and giving endless resources to countries that would have no global relevance, save for the fact.
Did you hear that weak word of global? I know that y'all haven't heard it yet, but on the round table. But yeah, he said the G word. Anyways, let's keep going.
That they lay claim to being host to the Abrahamic religions, the birthplace of those religions. That's not necessarily true either. We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, and don't you like? Have you ever looked into the Mormon gravy about Missouri and Florida and all that?
I have some great graphics that, because I heard you say the Mormon stuff, so I pulled up some stuff that we can take a look at, and you're gonna really like.
Okay.
You like football? You like football a little bit? You know?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, It'll tie it all in.
So tell the people what you have discovered when it came to the Noah's flood story and gopher wood. I found fascinating because it's one thing to just have a resonance with something. Like there was a history to the New World that no one's talking about, and the way the Garden of Eden is described, it's much less like Iraq and much more like Florida. And I know that sounds crazy. People always react to me like I'm crazy. Like I just got let back on Twitter for the first time in 5 years, and I'm trying to just educate them on the fucking moon landing, and they're like going crazy. They're just like, "How dare you? We played golf. It was a miracle." And so to say that a lot of these stories may have happened in the New World makes people think you sound insane. But it really is, in my opinion, I've been to the Middle East. If you just visually look at the deserts and look at all that stuff, and you think that
hilarious,
this is
Maggie.
where the Garden of Plenty was,
yes,
it doesn't
I was
actually make
confused
sense.
at first too.
There must have been a massive amount of change that happened there geographically, and I don't know. I just call a little bit of bullshit, and so. The Noah story with the gopher wood I found to be very compelling, and if you want to tell the people about that, that would be.
This is something I want to talk about. Let him
absolutely.
talk about it first, though.
And that was a great setup. So
thank you. That's what I do.
You're good at pinning things together quick.
That's right.
So I'll tell you how I came across this story. Initially, I was doing research into Atlantis, and as I would come to find out, I had a rough idea, but I came into contact with a royal gentleman by the name of John Saxer, or Johann Christian von Sachs. Now, he is a descendant of the line of Isaac from the Old Testament, right through the Merovingian bloodlines of Europe, into the Swiss dynasties, into the Templars, and out into Swiss immigrants to the United States, where they held the Royal von Hohensack's line into, this guy moved down to Florida when he was late 80s, something like that. And he was an archaeologist. So by chance, he kind of drifted away. It's all in my videos, but he drifted away from his royal lineage and not laying claim to anything like that. But that's why I say royal. He stumbled onto, after getting into Egyptology and pyramidology, he has patents in pyramid technology, like a hippie pyramid bed. That was very cool. And he has a patent for that I have a picture of him. He eventually moved down to Florida, like I said, and with just a small dose of Egyptology and archaeology and a rough knowledge of limestone. Well, Florida's rough with limestone. Okay, it's all over the place. Giza is made of largely limestone. All those pyramids, limestone. Yeah. So it's two flattest places on the planet, with the exception of the salt flats in Bolivia. That place, that doesn't count. Flattest places on the planet, like, eerily so. Giza, where they built the pyramids, in Florida, which had pyramids in its original flag up until 1984 when they took the pyramids out of the flag of Florida. So there's mounds all over Florida. They're just buried, blah, blah, blah. So John Saxer started seeing stones. And this is where we get the name Saxer stones, because these had not been named, these had not been studied. They had been termed Indian rocks. And if you've been down through like the St. Pete, Tampa, Clearwater area, you might have passed through Indian Rocks Beach. Well, as we're going to see here, they very well could have named that beach Anchors of Atlantis Beach, because they're not Indian rocks. These are ancient anchors of a large naval fleet. This is it's evident. You go there yourself, you'll see for sure. For some reason, no one has covered them. Saxer received a little bit of attention in the early 2000s. He got into a couple newspapers, got an expert to come out there, and he affirmed these are the largest and oldest stone anchors on the planet. After that, nothing. He was completely swept under the rug. So why am I talking about this dude? You asked about, Noah's flood. Well, these are the anchors. And when I was studying these anchors, and when I made this whole documentary about the anchors, I had no idea about what was happening or what had happened about 70 years earlier in northern Florida in the Panhandle up near Tallahassee. I'm gonna pause this real quick, where you have the largest concentration of ancient stone anchors in the world by far. Okay, wow. You find these in the Mediterranean.
Okay, so he basically goes on to talk about that gopher wood is only found in Florida. Now, one of my issues with this is that if you look up we'll set that aside, what that word actually kind of looks like to me when it comes to scripture, but just specifically that word. Now, we have here in America places named Damascus. Are then we going to assume because its name is Damascus that it is the Damascus in scripture? No. So just like if someone was to name wood gopher wood or ophir wood, would it necessarily mean that that is the exact same type of wood that was used on the ship? Now, he has some other interesting things to say, but as you can kind of tell, his view of the world and where we live is quite different than those on the table. Oh, where's that extra one coming from? Point being is so he obviously doesn't view the world from that mindset, and you can kind of tell in some of his other things. But to basically summarize what the rest of this discussion is about, there's a lot of other kind of tangents, but him basically trying to say that Florida, that the Gulf of Mexico, that the Mississippi are actually is actually the old world, where Florida is the fertile crescent, the beginning of all human life, and part of Atlantis's major port city. So now, while I don't necessarily agree with that all, there were some interesting things, but of course I had some rebuttals for it. So another thing he goes on to talk about is in scripture, it gives a very clear description of the Euphrates River, the Tigris River, all those rivers coming together in that one place. Now, currently in the world, that only exists in one place, and that's here in the United States. Now, if you look over at what is named the Euphrates River, what is named the Tigris, and so on, they do not come to one head as it is mentioned in scripture. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that rivers can't change over the course of time. Another thing that is talked about is that Eden is actually a place that still exists from this person's worldview. Now, in my worldview, I'll speak for myself. I don't think Garden of Eden is still on Earth. It is something that exists apart from Earth and was taken out during the first flood, but and kind of even talks more about he specifically kind of goes and looks at the Middle East and says, look how desolate this place is, look how there's not much life teeming in the areas, but supposedly this is where it all started, this is where creation happened. And what I will say is, for those that know about the end prophecy of the New Jerusalem, i.e. Eden, coming back to earth, we know that the waters that come from the throne that those waters will renew the earth. And so I wonder reason why it's extra desolate there is because it had the temple. That was the first place to get the waters from the temple, and so maybe that's why it was the first to lose those blessings, because the water there dried up first. So that's just a thought. There's no way me proving that, obviously. Um, and yeah, so any thoughts, guys? Kind of what he's talking about so far.
I agree with what you're saying, and I just had a question for you. I wonder, what do you think, like in the end, whenever he comes down, the Jerusalem will be, burned for cleansed for a place for the New Jerusalem to sit. And then after the Battle of Armageddon, do you think that we will be taken into the New Jerusalem and the rest of the earth will be cleansed, or that it will just stay the way that it is?
Well, I think it'll be a process over time, like kind of how I was saying, how maybe the reason why the Middle East is desolate now is because it was the first to dry up, meaning it was the first place to get water. But as that water spread out across the earth, right, when it left, all that water that had spread across the earth was still there, but it was kind of slowly, let's say, evaporating from where it was. So that's my thought about it. Now, I believe, I don't know, like I don't necessarily think it really matters either way, but at least how I imagine is I don't think that the desolation is going to be magically cleaned. I think
Mm-hmm.
even kind of imagine, like, some of the mortal survivors, like let's say they're going through hard times, all of a sudden this river comes to their area and all this life blooms. Wouldn't they start following that river? Wouldn't they start seeing where it goes and where all this blessing is coming from? So again, just a thought. No, no,
Yeah.
that's not evidence or fact or anything.
Also, I looked up this Yohanan Christian guy that he said he met, and I could have looked up a wrong person, but it said he died in 1824. So that's a little confusing.
Well, this is. Did he say he met him?
I think so.
I have to go back and check out what name that actually was. I didn't look at it. It's Saxon or whatever it was. But here, I'm gonna play this just a little bit. I'm gonna skip around a little bit because I want to find a.
And they're
certain
roughly the
part.
size of a backpack.
So bear with
And
me.
that's right near, just south of Tampa Bay.
To the biblical stuff. Sorry for sidetracking, but yeah, there are still giants, but I do think they were heavily persecuted and
Well,
still are.
Let's get into it because it all relates to the Southeast United States. As much as I glorify Florida, and Florida does take the cake. Florida does take the gravy, by the way.
Yeah.
And
No, it's
it
a
can
magical
be attested.
land. It is.
It can be affirmed any way you look at it. All people have to complain about is the humidity, but that's a sign of their own lack of health. So, blah blah blah. Back to the. We can get into a lot of stuff. Any direction you want to take it, I can pull
Dude,
up.
how funny is it that old Jews all migrate back to die in Florida?
They do. Not only them. Do you know where Amish people are known for not messing with anyone, right?
I didn't know this.
They don't talk. They don't mix. They don't go
really
out to places. They don't, right?
Do
you know where Florida? Do you know where?
So,
because it's all going to keep going back to Tampa Bay. Do you know where Amish Mennonites? It's the only place that they vacation and let.
So yeah, here's another thing. Amish and Mennonites are allowed to go to Florida and kind of have fun. So kind of really weird. I'm not gonna play any more of this, but I thought it was super duper interesting and how he, kind of some of the things that he brought up I thought were very interesting. So if you're interested, ladle.tv, again, episode. Oh, I did not want to click download. Please don't download. Stop. Okay, that's gonna lag me out. But yeah, ladle.tv, episode 1652, Old Wolf, Florida, with Dr. Narco Longo. Very, very interesting. Now I didn't really want to talk about this, but I feel like no one else has brought it up, and it's kind of they're really pushing it right now. So obviously they're gonna use this in some way, shape, or form. So you'll have an idea of what I'm hinting at. Maybe.
Well, so something happened this week.
Yes.
Well, I got an idea.
Yeah.
Has something to do with pew pews.
No, I'm
No.
not sure. I don't think so.
The helicopters.
Oh, I get what you're saying. No, that's not what I was talking about. That is definitely unfortunate. I think they're hard pressed to spin that. They'll probably spin it in a way that's like, hey, see, it's all y'all's fault for not using their selected words. Yeah, it's sad. That one girl, yeah, yep, you're right, Jeff, in chat. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So I know most of us don't watch it, but yep, Trump was indicted. Trump will not be handcuffed for court appearance, his lawyer says. And so we got Tucker Carlson saying, that this indictment is election interference. Being the first president to be indicted following an investigation into hush money payment scheme. So I have a question here. Don't companies all the time have their employees sign NDAs in order for them to get paid? So like when you join a company, they're like, hey, in order for you to not get for you to be hired with us, you're gonna need to sign this NDA. So and I like obviously he's a slob. Obviously he's been married multiple times. I'm not sure. I'm not saying. I'm just. We all can kind of see the type of dude he is, his warp speed, his space farce, all of that stuff. So we know he's a liar. I'm not defending the man. But we all know that presidents have done far worse things than this thing. And they're going at him for a reason. Now, Witsit gets it. Austin Witsit. He has talked a lot about Trump being the hero. Now I could totally see them using this as a way to be like, see, they tried to stop us, as a political thing to rise to power, to be that hero that broke through all the lies. But there's a lot of people that are getting paid for this to happen. And as scripture says, the root of all evil, the love of money is the root of all evil. So of course we're seeing all this, and look how many results are already talking about this and how long it took. It's literally ridiculous. Any thoughts from you guys?
No, I don't know. I used to love Trump and was on the Trump wagon, but during this whole fiasco the last few years, woke up to a lot more things. Not saying Trump's a bad guy. I don't know if he's opposition or not, but
It's not shocking. A lot of people thought Trump was the Antichrist there for a while, and it's just.
I don't hear you, Vader.
How about now? Okay, there we go.
Yes.
Sorry. I do not remember what I was saying, but Wendy said Vader yesterday was 33 and 322 as well. So let's see what she's talking about. So yeah, yesterday was 330 23. Like it could have came out today and it wouldn't have been as weird. It could have came out. That's so weird, man. That that's obviously a sign to a lot of people. Kind of a peace in plain sight, as I like to call it. So yeah, he got this indictment. Who knows what type of charade is going to come from this, but they're definitely going to use it for something. Sweet. Let's see here. I'm just looking through chat, seeing if anyone has anything. Yeah, is he though? Like, I don't know. I see it as 100% puppet. I don't think Biden has any say. I don't think Trump had any say. I think personally it's a selection, not election, and um they have a play to perform. And I know that might be controversial, and also controversially, I think most sports, if you again kind of follow the money, the gambling proceeds that are made from, let's say, the NFL, are is that the gambling makes more money than the NFL itself. So me personally, I think that wouldn't it make sense that the whole NFL was rigged, because then the people can pick winners and losers and be able to take advantage of people who are betting and basically legally, not so legally, steal their money. So, yeah, very interesting. What a show, the Chiller Man. I don't know if that's sarcastic or not, man. We do our best here, and if you enjoy it, we appreciate the subscription. If you would like to join, man, we posted a link multiple times, so feel free. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I believe so. Yes, they both use teleprompters to speak on the subject. Donald Trump literally, yeah, maybe he doesn't say. I was about to say maybe he doesn't make up words such as blah, 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 but at the same time, he says, bigly, so he definitely has some issues too, and if you've ever checked out What's It Gets It, or just looked up at it at all, if you look up where he lives in his house and the imagery and idols and statues that he has there, that is not someone that I would pick out of of two people. As he said, his favorite book is the Bible, and his second book is his book. So, yeah, he can't quote anything from scripture, and I don't know, I definitely don't buy it. And I will say, Robert, no, I totally was Trump gung ho in the beginning. I thought he was definitely, and he said, like, right when he was here, at least facadely things were good, and when Joe Biden came, facadely things were bad. But do we really think that they control those things? I don't think so. Yes, exactly. Let's pull that up. There it goes. Trump wanders off subject and Biden can't complete a sentence. Yeah. Wendy said, then the world needs a hero. We will supply them with one. Albert Pike's 33rd degree Mason. Yeah, exactly. Speaking in tongues. I don't know. Was I speaking some other language there that someone could native to them? I don't know. I guess we'll see. Sweet. All right. Biden came. Oh, I keep clicking on the wrong one. It keeps not loading. Biden came for the chocolate chip ice cream. Yes, he did. Dude, I actually feel bad for him. Think about, like, if they used your grandfather and put him up there and made him look like a fool. I don't know. I feel like I would be like, why are they doing this to my grandfather? He's sick. He needs help, not to be, puppeted around for political gain and purpose. Sweet. All right. Well, oh, I wanted to show one more thing. Let me pull that up. it. While that's loading, I wanted to also pull up here. Okay, let that keep going. I know, Donna, they do, and it's very sad. So my good friend Austin Wits It Gets It. If y'all haven't checked him out, definitely do. He has this. Let me pull it up. This is a live. He did this debate with this debate review with Tony PhD. Check out Wits It Gets It if you haven't. He has so many great videos to learn from. And some evidence, some things to look at when it comes to the world. So definitely check him out. Yes, Wendy. Yeah, we don't need another hero. There's only one king that we're gonna bow for, and his name is not Donald Trump. Sweet. This should be up now. Okay, guys. So I was mentioning before, we have a lot of great stuff coming up. Next week is going to be one for the books, for sure. This is going to be I'm hoping a gentle, calm, but some spicy things. So our next Friday, that's April 7th, 9 to 11 p.m. Eastern, our standard time. We are going to be very moderated. I am going to be as quickly as possible showing y'all the scriptures that they're using kind of in their arguments. So definitely share this around to all the different places. Regardless of what side you believe, we hope to still walk away from this as brothers and sisters in the faith. No, we all have that same Father, that same Creator. So definitely share this. It's gonna be awesome. And also coming up, which will be the following Friday after that, we're going to have Josh from Founded Earth Brothers joining us. Our main kind of discussion that we're going to talk about is evolution or creation, but we're going to talk about his channel. We're going to get some of his testimony. Get that proverbial straw that broke the camel's back when it came to where we live and and the lives that we've been told. I got some things that I want to share with him, because one of the things that I was really attracted to as a child was learning about animals, and he teaches biology in high school, among other things. So I'm excited to talk to him about some of the animals, some of those proofs to me that let me know that, as described, their world is not what we believe it is. So, sweet. So, awesome. Thanks for joining us, Awakening Soldier. I hope you have a good one. Thanks for joining us, brother. If you have anything you want to add, go ahead and comment on this channel. If you haven't hit that like button, are a little bit early. So before we do that, do any of y'all have anything that y'all want to share before we start landing the plane?
Okay, something I found in Zechariah was
Zechariah,
whenever
we'll pull it up for everyone.
The book. Oh, jeez, I don't know the verse.
Oh, okay.
Put me on the spot here, Vader.
Oh, sorry.
During his vision, whenever the angel's talking to him, and he says, he's talking about Zion, and he says, she's the Lord's delight. Well, Zechariah's daughter's name means, in her is my delight.
Nice. So you kind of carried that over. I think that's really cool. You'll have to find the verse and comment it on in the comment section. Share that to everyone. Sweet, thanks for that share. What about you, Robert? You got anything you want to share with us, brother?
Not in particular. No. Just thanks for having me, and hope everyone has a good Shabbat.
Yeah, absolutely. And Passover is coming up if you do the priestly calendar. Obviously, depending on you do it. For us, for my family, for my household, it will start Tuesday evening, and we did buy some lamb to eat that night, so we're excited for that. Sweet. Okay, well, let's go ahead. Random bug trying to fly in my face. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Real quickly, if you'd love to support the channel, please go check out Circle of the Earth Fellowship. We're at 779. 780. So thank you to that recent subscriber. We definitely appreciate that. We're getting ever closer to that 1,000. It's still tentative, but it looks like we're going to be giving a Sefer Bible away in that, as well as some secondary prizes, including some merch and stickers and stuff like that. So we're super excited for that. So definitely, throw us a subscription. I am working right now. It is a long process to put this all together. There's a trailer for it. It is Pieces in Plain Sight to Gods. So I'm pumped to share that with you when you get it. If you're excited to see something like that, go check out Alien Invasion. It was my first long format video. So, any type of critique, any type of anything like that, it's much appreciated. And then we do have some shorts that we've made. If you'd like to see more of these made, go share them, go like them, go comment on them. Our biggest one was the Sabruder film. It has 654 views, so that's awesome. And sharing them, something like this can really spark a channel and make it grow. So share it, if that's how you'd like to support the channel. So again, we have the Discord in the link. We'll have a after show. We'll continue this conversation as well as have many more. So if you're interested, please check that out. And then last but not least, we have our merch store. We will be adding more to this. But if any of this picture, tickles your fancy, it's a great way to actually get something and support the channel. Instead of just donating, you get something out of it too. And as Maggie will let you know, the sweatshirts are very soft. This is all high quality stuff. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and say our goodbyes, and then we will call it a night. So let's go over. Oh, what am I doing?
The stream already ended here.
It may just be. Yeah, it's just being weird. It's buffering.
It was buffering. I refreshed the page and it's still playing.
Yeah, it's weird. YouTube has just been doing this constantly. I don't get why. But let's go ahead and say our goodbyes, and we will call it a night. So Maggie, if you'd like to say your shaloms.
Everyone, have a wonderful Shabbat, and it was lovely being on tonight.
Yes, and thanks for the support, sister, and thanks for joining us as always. And hope you're excited for next week. Now, there's not going to be it's just going to be me, Sean, and XO. But I'm going to put a poll up later this week. If enough people vote on it, get enough likes on it, then we'll do a review show on Saturday for those that are interested. So look forward to that. Subscribe. You'll definitely get that post in the community section. Sweet. Let's jump over to Robert. Thanks for joining us, brother. If you'd like to say your goodbyes.
Shabbat shalom. Have a good weekend, everyone.
Indeed. All right, guys. Well, it was fun. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, Jubilees. Anyone is who is willing and able, we'd love to have you on. If you have topics, we'd love to post about or talk about them. Join the Discord. Support with the merch. We do appreciate all the subscribers, all the comments, all the chats. It really does mean a lot to us, and we appreciate it. So without further ado, Shabbat Shalom, and I remember that Abba loved you first. So until next time, everybody, have a great night. Bye-bye.
conceal a mystery. You give us the honor to search a matter out. You raise up a standard